Hi everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I'm so excited to bring you a cool project. We are going to be making this super cute, adorable little box. Isn't it precious? My favorite part about this box are the sides. Check out this cute scallop. Here I used a different paper for the sides. Isn't it adorable? And we're using the Sweet as a Peach bundle. So we're using the stamp set and the dies, and I've added an extra die set in. This is the Scalloped Contours dies. You get these beautiful frames. I'm going to use two of those today, the largest one and then this second one from the smallest. It has this gorgeous scallop border, and it also has two flowers that are cut out from another stamp set, which is called Color and Contour. So you can always add that in. It's a great set to use, obviously, with the dies that it's made for. But these frames are good for more than just that set, and I love to incorporate them with lots of other projects. So that's the Color and Contour bundle and the Peach bundle that I'm using today, the Sweet as a Peach. So these are the dies. I'm going to go ahead and move everything out of the way so I can show you what we're going to do. It's really exciting. These are our colors we're using today: Calypso Coral, Pale Papaya, Pear Pizzazz, and Balmy Blue. I'm going to set those off to the side, and I'm going to push these boxes to the side as well. To make our box, we're going to use a piece of cardstock that's 6 5/8 by 5 3/8. We're also going to use another piece of cardstock, a 1/4 sheet, which is what we cut out with this die, the largest one right here, and I've already done the cutting to make it faster for us today. We're also going to use some DSP. We're going to have a piece for the top, 2 pieces for the long sides, and 2 pieces for the short sides. And these are the dimensions of it. The 2 sides are 1 1/4 inches by 3 3/8. You need 2 of those. That's this one. You need 1 1/4 by 2 1/8, 2 of those. And the lid is 2 1/8 by 3 1/2 inches, and you just need 1 of those. This piece is going to be scored 3/4 inches on all sides with a shim in place. I'll show you how to do that. And this piece here is going to be scored at 1 1/2 inches on all 4 sides. So it makes it really simple. I'm going to go ahead and pull these stickies off so that I can start the process. Okay, let's get my Simply Scored tool in place. I'm going to move this. We're going to score the large piece first. So let's go ahead and put in. And I'm going to go 1 1/2 inches on all 4 sides. And then on this piece, I'm going to do 3/4 on all 4 sides. So it already has to be die cut when you do that. So we're going to go 1 1/2 inches. So we're going to start at the 1 1/2 inch mark. We're going to score, we're going to turn, we're going to score, we're going to turn, we're going to score, and we're going to turn. And there is, it's hard to see on white, but I hope that you can see the score marks. They're there, and hopefully you can see them. So we have score marks on all the sides. So 1 1/2. I'm just going to show you again. 1 1/2, 1 1/2. And 1 1/2. Okay, I'm going to set that off to the side. Now comes this is going to be our lid. That's how we get this really beautiful scallop. When I say score it at 3/4 inch on all 4 sides with a shim in place, what I mean is this is going to be our shim. This is a piece of basic white cardstock that is the thick. So it's a little bit fatter than the paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of stick it up here over in the side, and then I'm going to butt this up against it. What it does is it pushes this paper out just a hair. And when it's done on all 4 sides, it's going to give it the wiggle room for the lid to move on and off. If it was the exact same size as the bottom, it would buckle the edges of the bottom box. So you kind of have to give it just some wiggle room, and this shim is what allows us to have that wiggle room. So this time we're going to score at 3/4 inch on all 4 sides. So I'm doing my first one. I'm just holding it in place. I'm really trying not to move it. So that's why if my hands are in the way, I'm sorry, I don't normally score like this. I just want to make sure that this shim is held and that my die is in place. Since it's not just a regular piece of paper, I'm gonna just double check it, just like that. Okay, I did a little better on that side. I'm sure, surely you can see that one. Then we're gonna turn this one. I'll try and do better on this one, on this long end. We're gonna go 3/4 because you have that scallop piece. You just wanna make sure that you're following the right line. I'm gonna move my hand to the top and hold that. Perfect. One more to go. This side, make sure the shim is in there. I'm gonna go 3/4 of an inch. And just like so, okay. Make sure that it's in there. Perfect. I'm gonna get rid of the shim. This we don't use for anything. It's just basically to hold our place. I'll move this over temporarily. Get rid of our Simply Score tool, and then we can bring our pieces in. All right, I'm gonna do the top of the box second. So let's start with the bottom. So I'm sure that you can't see because it's really hard to see white, but trust me, there are lines right here that I'm going to follow. And I'm going to use my bone folder and I am going to turn my cardstock and I'm going to score those 1.5 inch marks. I would not be able to fold this cardstock as easy if they were not scored, right? So there are our pieces that's going to form the bottom of the box. Well, to do the bottom of the box, we need to turn these pieces in. So these little squares that I have down here, those are going to be trimmed. So I'm just going to cut like this, cut like this, do the same thing on the opposite side. Just like that. Now we have these flaps, okay? When you turn these flaps in like this, and then you glue them to these sides like this, that's our box bottom, okay? So we're gonna put adhesive one at a time on these pieces, and then we're gonna go ahead and glue the box bottom together. But before I do that, I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna attach all of my designer series paper. So this one we're not gonna need, that's for the lid. So we're gonna need these 4 pieces, the 2 long ones and the 2 short ones. So let's start with this long end here. And I am going to use this liquid glue. I like the wiggle room that the liquid glue gives me, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on and then bring this over here and make sure that I have the border that I want all the way around. Perfect. And the nice thing is you can slide it for a minute. So that's that one. Let's do the opposite side now. I like this liquid glue. It's super strong. It's not that expensive. It's $4 in the US. I can only sell to the US, not Canada. So there we go. There's that side. Now let's do these 2 sides. And the reason I'm doing this before I put it together, it's just way easier to attach right when it's flat than if it was put together. So that's the reason to my rhyme. So here we go. Perfect. Flip it to this side. And let's go ahead and perfect. Just like that. Wiggle it in place. Make sure it's pressed down. Now we're going to attach our box. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to put adhesive on it and then I'm going to glue that one end in. So let's go ahead and put adhesive on this side here. We're going to turn it in like that. And I'm going to hold it into place. Good. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put adhesive on this side. And I'm going to turn it in and put it into place and hold it so that it's squared. Perfect. Now these two. Like I said, this wet adhesive, it's called multi-purpose glue, is super awesome. It gives you that wiggle room. It lets you work and slide it around so that you can square it nicely, just like that. Perfect. Looks awesome. Now this last one, I'm gonna turn it inside first, and I'm gonna kind of bend it and put the adhesive on it while it's inside, so I don't have to slide it past that last piece. So hopefully you guys can see that adhesive in there. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and let it unfold like so and hold it in place. Perfect. If you have any extra sticking up, you can just use your paper snips and you just kind of slide them in there like this and just trim anything that sticks up. Sometimes you don't get it perfect, and that's okay. Just trim that little extra off. It's not much, and it's usually just from your gluing process or where you cut your score marks. So it's just a tiny hair of cardstock, but it'll help the lid sit well. So there's our base. Okay, I'm gonna set that off to the side. We're gonna do the same thing with this. Just like we did all four sides, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut in on this side and in on this side. I'm gonna flip it and cut in and in again. The only difference is we need to cut these scallops off so that it will lay perfect. So we're gonna actually trim those off so that we have a square and not a scalloped border. Does that make sense? Because this piece needs to lay straight. So we're gonna go ahead and trim those off. So let's cut this off. There we go. And then we're gonna cut this right up to that score mark. So we don't want those to be showing. When we turn them in, it'll be easier to glue in our box. So this one just has one little extra step that the bottom did not have. And we gotta just go up to that score mark there and trim this piece off. Perfect. One more to go. And trim this little scallop just from that end, not the rest of it, right? We just want it to be on that score mark. Okay, let me get rid of that. All right, let's glue our designer series paper onto the top. Here we go. Has a pretty green on the back, doesn't it? We're going to do that because, again, it's easier to attach onto it when it is flat. So let's go ahead and flip it over. And I know you guys cannot see these score marks very well. I promise you they're there, and you will see them when the box is put together. I'm going to go ahead and turn and burnish because I didn't do it on this. And when I do that, it will also help press down that piece that I glued in the middle, that DSP. One more side. And now if I show you the lid, you can kind of see. There we go. See how pretty that is? Love it. So let's go ahead and attach our little tabs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just trim just a hair off of each one, kind of make them a little skinnier so that they're out of the way, because we don't want them peeking through these pretty scallops that show here. So we didn't have to do it on the bottom of the box because it does help keep it stronger if you keep the whole paper there. But for the top, we don't want it to show through the scallops, and the lid doesn't have to be super strong. The base has to be strong of our box. So it's okay to trim these off. Let's get those out of the camera. Okay, so now we're gonna put it together the same as the bottom. We're gonna use our wet adhesive, And we're going to go ahead and we're going to place one right here, just like so. And we're going to turn this in and hold it for a second. Perfect. Do the same thing here. Turn this one in and hold it so that it's perfect. And 2 more times, guys. 2 more times. We're almost there. There's this one. And our last one, we're going to do like we did on the bottom of the box. We're going to turn it in and put our adhesive while it's already folded. It makes it easier. And then we'll place it here and hold it till it grabs really well on that edge. Just like that. And that with that angle cut, you're not seeing any of that part sticking out along the scallops. And there's the scalloped edge top of our box. Isn't it cute? Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this box. It's so precious. So we have our bottom and our top, and here's our other 2 that I've already done. I go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on my Facebook business page. I will post that link in the description below if you want to follow me on Facebook. You will be able to watch me actually live and ask questions while I'm working on the projects. It's not the same as YouTube, obviously, because you get to actually interact with me, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the words. It's your day. We're just going to put it right here on the edge. I'm going to trim it down. So I just want it close to the edge, just like that. Move that stamp out of the way. And I have already stamped and cut out the peach and the leaves just to save us some time today. So there they are. And I use these dies from the peach bundle. This is the leaf die and oh, that's the flowers. And these are the peaches. To get this look, this graded look, I stamped in pale papaya. And then I added a little bit of extra color with a sponge dauber in the Calypso Coral, and I dabbed it. I'll show you. So you dab this into your pale papaya, and then you lift your stamp, put it upside down, you dab that into your ink pad, and then you work your way around the outer edges of your peach. And then when you stamp it down, it has that 2-tone look. Isn't it so pretty? And then the leaves were stamped in Pear Pizzazz, just like that. All right, yay. We're doing awesome, guys. We're almost to the end. Just a little decorating, and we will be done. I just love how these boxes look. So let's go ahead and put the lid on. As you can see, it fits nicely. It's snug, but it is not so tight that these sides buckle in from the pressure of these edges. So that shim is the key, okay? So we have this die cut, which I've already cut out. That's going to go on the top. It's the second smallest die from the Scalloped Contour Dies here. So we are going to go ahead and attach this onto the top. We're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to put in the corners here. And then I'll put one in the middle to support it. Maybe I'll put 2 in the middle. Like this. Because we are going to be putting those peaches down there. All right, and we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool. We're going to pull these pieces off of the backs. I don't know if I got that one. Oh, I did. And one more. Perfect. Get rid of those. I love using the Take Your Pick tool for that because I hate trying to peel those backs off, and it's a little bit hard sometimes. So now we're going to layer this. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom so I can see. And we're going to kind of center it there onto our piece, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Now we're going to attach our little leaf. And this is going to get attached also with dimensionals. I'm going to use small ones this time. So we're going to use the little babies, the minis, dimensionals, and I'm going to put some on this leaf. Put one over here. Put one on that part. This point is kind of sticking out, so I'm not going to put any adhesive on it. The peach will have some behind it, and all the other pieces are pretty good. They're all on the box except for that one leaf, so I can put these near the edges like so. Let's put one on this centerpiece, and we'll put one on that centerpiece to give it some support. Just like that. Perfect. That looks good to me. Let's pull these backs off. Gosh, I love this Take Your Pick tool. It's so awesome. They all get stuck to this one piece. You see my hands are full of ink. I've been stamping today. All right. Let's go ahead and attach our cute little leaf right about there onto our box. Now we're going to add our peaches. Let's flip those over, and I'm going to cut some of these off of here. I like using these pieces here. They're awesome, aren't they? Stampin' Up gives us, we can use all the way to the outer edge. I'm going to use those like that. Let's pull the backs off. Throw those away. Perfect. And we're going to attach our little peaches onto our piece. You can see that there's room for them, the way that they left room in these open areas so that you could add your cool peaches in here. So we'll put this one down here, and let's put this one over here. And then the final part of our box is our words. So let's go ahead and trim that out. I'm going to angle cut here, and then I'm going to trim straight down pretty close to my words. I like having it pretty close. And then we're going to angle cut in the opposite direction, so I have to go this way this time. And then we're going to trim down close to the words on the bottom, just like that. All these scraps can be thrown away. And now this is a really skinny little strip, but luckily these dimensionals, we cut apart. When we cut these pieces out, it left us these little small little divot pieces in between here, and they're perfect for small words like this. And you see how tiny that is. That's why this Take Your Pick tool comes in handy. You just hold on and give it a little stab, and it picks right up just like that. Throw those away so they're not all over your dining room floor, your living room floor, as you drag them all over the place. So we're going to add the It's Your Day right here to the bottom. Just like that. You could give a cute little gift in this awesome box. Here's with a different pattern paper. I hope that you enjoyed the project that I brought to you today. This box was so fun and easy to do. As you could see, it was pretty simple. Just a few scoring with the score. And I'd love for you, if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, to pick me as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can go to my blog, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, and on that blog, you can go to Shop with Me, make a profile, and choose me as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, S.Kelly with an I, McConkey at that you can find me on there, and then you choose me as your demonstrator. If you need a catalog and you don't have one, you can contact me. I have a contact place on my blog where you can click to email me. Also, you can sign up for notifications when I do new blog posts. I blog every single day of the week, 7 days, and I have showcased this Sweet as a Peach set for 7 days on my blog. So if you scroll back, you can find all these lovely projects. I am new to YouTube, so just help me out. I've been blogging for over a year, but I am new to YouTube, and I really appreciate you watching me. Please like and comment, share and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. And ask your friends to subscribe too. I really would love to hit 100 subscribers so that I can get my links to be personalized, which would be so awesome. So ask your friends to subscribe too, and when you do subscribe, you will get notifications of when I post new videos. Check out my blog. The link is in the description below, and when you go there, you can access PDFs, measurements, and more fun projects. If you purchase from me, I always send out a nice gift and a card in the mail. I'm really grateful for your business. I am a small business and I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm so grateful, and have an awesome day. Happy stamping. And again, this is Kelly with Inky Hands, Warm Hearts.